How's it going, folks? So, I recently had a band reach out to me and ask if I would check out one of their songs, and y'all already know how I feel about that. Just always so honored when a band requests that I check out one of their songs. And so, the name of this band is Hanoi and the Underground Opera, and the name of the song is Stray Bullet. And I'm really going into this blind. I don't know anything about this band, but I'm excited nonetheless. There's something exciting about really not even having a clue of what we're in for. So uh, let's just jump on in and give this a listen, shall we? See what we got. But yeah, any band that has the name or the word opera in their title or in their name, yeah, I'm already intrigued. Rangers, go. This is one of those interesting ones where it's a bit outside my wheelhouse, really. It had that 2000s kind of metal style. In particular, it reminded me a lot of Killswitch Engage, which, and I've said this before, this type of sound or music or song is something that I would have been listening to and really, really have been digging in the early to mid 2000s. I owned some Killswitch Engage CDs and, among others, bands in that vein. So I was really, really into this sound. And then, I just kind of started listening to other stuff, and it's not really a particular genre or style that I've gone back to much. So it's difficult for me to comment on. And but with that being said, it's a solid song. It is a solid, solid song because it really did take me back to that sound, and I could almost envision myself, uh, you know, in my truck back in the day. I had a really cool sporty truck back in the day, but yeah, just having the Kill Switch Engage or Bullet for My Valentine or that kind of stuff, just going in the CD player and just jamming out, rocking out to that sound, and just really enjoying it. So it really kind of took me back to that feeling and that time, which is really cool. And with all that out of the way, it's a solid song. It really is a solid song for that style. It's definitely one of the better that I've heard recently. I don't hear I hear them kind of in passing or whatnot from time to time, but even thinking about what I listened to back then, that's why I say this song would have really stood out to me, even back then. And I would have been like, I need to get this album or whatnot because they do it very, very well. It was a little misleading, I'll have to be honest with you. At the beginning, when their logo looked all 80s and you hear like the keyboard and stuff, I was like, oh, we're gonna get some little electronic, maybe some 80s, kind of melodic rock, metal, something like that. And then it completely was not that. So the old bait and switch, but no, you know, the vocals were all really, really great. All of the vocals, the lead vocals, the growls, and then the female backing vocals, like especially there in the chorus and all that. It all worked very, very well, and that helped kind of give it an extra dynamic, helped kind of set it apart from other bands, in this style or genre in particular. And the guitar work, there's great riffs, the great drum work. The keyboard, I feel like in the mix, I feel like the keyboard got lost a little bit, because there'd be times I'd see him, hitting the keys. But the guitar, it was very much like in the forefront. I could hear the vocals very well too. So everything was mixed pretty well, except I do feel like the keys get a little bit lost in the shuffle. So that would have been one thing, I would have preferred to have been able to hear them a little bit more because that would have given the song an even extra little flavor to help kind of set it apart. But even with that aside, it had a very full sound, a great sound. Like I said, I like the guitar riffs. I really dig the melodies, and then there in that chorus, it's a very catchy melody that you can kind of jump on board with. It's hard hitting. There's a lot of emotion packed into this song, and this style lends itself well when there's good emotion. Like through the music, you can feel it, and then the vocals, there's just like kind of a pure emotion in the vocals, and even in the growls and stuff. They're less aggressive feeling and more like angsty or just raw emotion kind of deal, like in anguish almost or something like that. So it fits well with because a lot of back again, I'm talking about kind of this style, and from what I know from way back in the day when I would listen to it, there'd be a little bit of like an emo kind of flair to it. Yeah, I was really into emo also, but like Brand New and Taking Back Sunday, stuff like that. And there'd be some screams there too, but this is, you know, a little more aggressive. But even with that being said, there's some elements in there that are reminiscent, in my opinion, as far as feeling goes and things like that. So yeah, it's a really, really solid song for what this is. And like I said, I don't listen to this type of music anymore, but I can certainly respect it. And because I did used to love it many moons ago, and this is definitely it's very, very solid for what it is. So again, if I heard this on the radio back in the early to mid 2000s, I probably would have, you know, driven the car to the nearest CD shop and bought the album because I would have been very impressed. It would have been right down my alley. So yeah, definitely top notch for this style. A bit outside my wheelhouse these days, but you know, I can most certainly still recognize quality when I hear it. So yeah, really cool. I am happy that the band asked me to check this out because it did kind of take me back a bit to times long past. And again, very solid song. So if any of you out there or into this style, you know, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of this song here. I think it's a good one, again, for, you know, in that genre. But let me know, folks, what do you think of it? Have you heard of this band before? Have you listened to some of their other material? Let's talk about it. And thank you again to the band for reaching out to me. I did enjoy giving this a spin. But yeah, thank you all, folks, for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Ranger.